This is the AB4WS radio show. Every week, bringing you the exciting amateur radio news and information happening in the greater Cincinnati, Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana areas.
The AB4WS radio show can be found on the Apple Podcast app or your favorite podcast application. And now also available on the AB4WS radio show YouTube channel. One of the most popular summer operating events kicks off soon, the 13 Colony Special Event. Now in its 18th year, the event has grown from a special event stations making approximately 12,000 contacts to last year making 292,496 contacts from around the world. The event runs from July 1st at 9 a.m. Eastern Time to July 7th at midnight Eastern Time. This year, the 13 Colony Special Event organizers are recognizing America's sesquicentennial by featuring many locations where the Declaration of Independence was first read in their city or colony. The special event consists of one station operating in each of the 13 colonies, K2A through K2M, and three bonus stations, WM3PEN in Philadelphia, GB13COL in England, and TM13COL in France, each representing their state, city, country's role in America's colonial period. All stations will be offering a special QSL card. A few stations are offering special events within the special event. Philadelphia's WM3PEN is participating in both the 13 Colony Special Event as well as the World Soccer Tournament Special Event. Stations who work WM3PEN July 1st through the 7th will get credit for both events with a QSL card and will get a special QSL card for each of those events. Ham radio operators and shortwave listeners can participate in the event. Complete information about the call for each colony station and the bonus stations can be found on the event website of 13colonies.us, and they can also follow along with them on their Facebook page of 13 Colonies Special Event Community. Stations need only make one contact with one of the participating stations, or they can go for a clean sweep and work all 13 colony stations and the three bonus stations. This year's certificates can be downloaded or ordered online by mail. Operators can keep an eye out for the special event stations by watching many of the DX spotting networks such as DXSummit.fi. Congratulations to New Ham, Ian Meitzen, KR4NAO, and Ryan Clifton, KR4NAQ, who passed their technician exams at the Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club testing session. If you hear them on the air, welcome them into the hobby. Also, congratulations to Scott Hoppius, KO4ODU, who upgraded to extra class. With the recent announcement that Ham.live would be going off the air on June 30th, the N5SAC Ham Club has stepped up to keep the service alive. The club is currently running a beta instance of Ham.live on a new server and is seeking help with the help of hams to beta test the new service. Ham.live provides net logging and real-time chat options for anyone conducting or participating in a net. N5SAC felt the service was exceptional and as a result created a campaign to keep it going. If you'd like to beta test the new Ham.live instance, head on over to the N5SAC website at sachseraces.org/ham-chat to learn more. Ham.live is also available as an open source project for anyone interested in self-hosting their own instance. Joe Broussard, KA8C, has become a silent key. Joe was first licensed in November of 1981 as KA8OKC and upgraded to General in June of 1982, advanced in May of 1983, Extra in June of 1999. He retired from the U.S. Air Force, where he spent 20 years as an aircraft maintenance crew and supervisor working on the B-47E, B-52G, KC-135A, and C-130. He spent 6 years in Vietnam as a flying crew. He was a member of the Dayton Amateur Radio Association and was chairman of several Hamvention committees. His signals will be missed. Pine Mountain, Kentucky repeater is back connected to the internet via All-Star, and while they were up there, they installed a MeshCore repeater as well. They now have analog, DMR, All-Star, APRS node, a MeshCore, and GMRS repeater, all located on Pine Mountain. If you worked any of the FIFA World Cup Tournament special event stations who are calling CQ football on the air using special 1x1 call signs and operating CW, sideband, and digital modes on the HF bands, teams in each of the host cities will be active on the days and the matches are played there. Listen out for call signs W1C, W2C, K0C, among others in the United States. In Canada, they'll be using the call signs Victor Charlie 3 Fox and Victor Bravo 7 Fox, and the three stations will be active active in Mexico using 4 Alpha 1 Mike Tango Yankee, 4 Alpha 1 Golf Delta Lima, and 4 Alpha 1 Charlie Mexico X-Ray. For all the call signs used and additional information, go to WC2026SES.org. The Ukiah Amateur Radio Society is looking for volunteers to assist with the Red, White, and Blue Ash event, where the club staffs a booth generated last year over $1,800 for the club. This is a valuable event for the Ukiah Amateur Radio Society, and volunteers will be eligible for a special prize for assisting with the event. If you can help out, please email KE8JTL@MACDREW.1@PM.me or give them a call at 513-708-2727. The ARRL America 250 Work All States operating event continues with each state having 2 weeks of using W1AW call sign and their call sign district. This week, June 17th through June 23rd, is Arkansas, W1AW/5, and Nebraska, W1AW/0. The next stations won't be on the air until July 13th. For more information on the event, go to ARRL.org/America250-WAS. With the usual spring weather, it's important for all amateurs to be weather aware, and a nice addition to help keep up on the weather happenings when things get dicey is the Kentucky Severe Storm Weather Net. It's held on XLX 721 Alpha Multi-Mode Communications Network. The net is now held every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and this gives you a chance to check in and make sure your equipment is working so that when the storm hits, you'll be ready. Asden KO4YLT does a great job as net control, and there are multiple ways for you to check into this multi-mode communications network. If you have one of the M1KE devices, just connect it up to XLX 721 Alpha. For DMR, connect your hotspot or connect a repeater to Brandmeister Talk Group 3121232. For C4FM radios, connect your hotspot to YSF Reflector 51149. There are 2 ways to connect to the network via D-Star. Either connect up to DCS 721 Alpha or connect to REF 056 Alpha. Now there's All-Star connectivity on All-Star node number 68042. For Echolink, connect up to KY4RW-L. This allows everyone to communicate with each other regardless of the mode you're using, and you can hear everyone else regardless of the mode they're on. It's a really neat system that's up 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, except for Echolink, which is only active for the net. So check it out anytime. Thanks to Ray, KY4RW, and Larry, NN4H, for this neat multi-mode communications network. On June 20th at 9 a.m., come on out and meet the Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club Breakfast Club at the Denny's Restaurant at the Flying J Truck Stop, Kentucky 16 and I-75 in Walton, Kentucky. Have a great breakfast and talk some ham radio. On June 20th at 6 p.m., the Monix Group will be meeting at the La Rosa's, 891 West Galbraith Road in Finneytown. If you are interested in scanning or shortwave listening, this is a great meeting to attend. They're also working to see what they can do to stem the rising tide of public safety agencies encrypting all of the radio traffic. If you're interested in helping out, come on and join the Monix Group. Don't forget to mark your calendar for the 2026 Field Day activities on June 27th and 28th. The Ukiah Amateur Radio Society, K8SCH, will be at Mitchell Memorial Forest in Cleves, Ohio. The Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club, K4CO, will be at Lincoln Ridge Park in Independence, Kentucky. The Stubblefield Repeater Club, KF4UTJ, will be in Shelbyville, Kentucky. The Queen City Emergency Net will operate Field Day from the Red Cross Building on Dayton Avenue in Cincinnati, Ohio. And the Owensboro Amateur Radio Club, K4HA, will be at Panther Creek Park in Davies County. Bullitt Amateur Radio Society, KY4KY, will be at 4700 Summit Drive in northern Bullitt County, Kentucky. The X-Warren Group will be at the BTFD Fire Station number 61, 2195 at Dayton Xenia Road in Beaver Creek, Ohio. The Greater Mason County Amateur Radio Association will hold Field Day at the Maysville Mason County EOC Training Room in Maysville, Kentucky. They're all planning their Field Day activities for this year. To find the Field Day activities near you, use the Field Day Locator on ARRL.org/field-day-locator. For tips on operating Field Day, check out Buddy KC4WQ's article on page 54 and 55 of the June 2026 QST magazine. The Kentucky section manager, K6ZZ, is looking forward to getting your message during Field Day so that you can get those bonus points. ARRL.org gives you the details on how to send that message. Look for the Clifty Amateur Radio Society to set up on Saturday, June 27th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Clifty Falls State Park, Poplar Grove Shelter for Parks on the Air activation. They're encouraging everyone to stop by and discover the fun of ham radio and see them demonstrate how this technology is utilized. They hope to make lots of QSOs, adding their Parks on the Air activation statistic. Are you interested in the new communications technology called MeshCore? Well, on July 20th at 7 p.m., members of the OKI Mesh Alliance, who are responsible for building up the Tri-State MeshCore system, will be introducing the wonderful world of MeshCore at the Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club meeting at the Bethesda Community Church, 989 East Mount Zion Road in Independence, Kentucky. Everyone is invited to attend, so come on out and learn what this new communication technology is all about and how you can help create the mesh in Northern Kentucky area. The Youngstown State University College of STEM will be hosting a 2-week STEM wireless communication day camp for rising 5th through 8th grade students. The beginner class will be July 20th through the 24th and advanced August 3rd through the 7th at the Williamson Innovation Park, 8399 Tippecanoe Road in Canfield, Ohio. Through fun and hands-on activities, attendees will examine how radio works, learn different ways to use it, and get an introduction into electromagnetic spectrum. Activities include building their own Morse code key that they'll be able to take home, learning Morse code, tuning in to radio signals from around the world, and demonstrating two-way radio, voice, digital, and CW communications using amateur or ham radio. For more information, go to tiny.cc/YSU-STEM-camp. This year marks the return of the 2-day bike ride for the Young's Jersey Dairy Charity Bike Tour on July 25th and 26th, 2026. This ride benefits 4 charities: the Alzheimer's Association, Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, South Community Behavioral Health, and United Rehabilitation Services. These charities have combined to receive over $1.8 million over the last 23 years on this event. The goal is to raise $100,000 this year. The start line for Saturdays is Young's Jersey Dairy, just outside Yellow Springs, Ohio. Several ride options include an 80-mile ride with an additional of 20-mile power loop. Most of the options follow along scenic back roads and byways of Ohio. The second day starts at the university. This event cannot be accomplished without the support of many volunteers, including amateur radio operators. The Dayton Amateur Radio Association is supporting the event with the Big Amateur Truck, or BAT, communication vehicle. The net control will run from the BAT and will leapfrog along the route. Radio amateur volunteers are needed to support the event. If you're interested in helping out, please contact Janice at KD8DGB at JANESE2896 or call Mark, N8ME, at mark.electation@gmail.com.
Repeater news.
Are you looking for the most up-to-date list of repeaters in the greater Cincinnati area? Well, I have an Excel spreadsheet where I've listed repeaters that are active in the area, separated by tabs for each band or mode, so you can easily look for just DMR repeaters or 2-meter analog repeaters and so on. The list includes 2 meters, 220, 440, 6 meters, D-Star, DMR, C4FM, P25, and some other classifications. Every time I update the file, I include the date and the file name so that you know you have the latest update. To download the file, go to the AB4WS Radio Show Facebook page and go to the file section and download the file. If you're not on Facebook, email me at ab4ws.radio@gmail.com and I can email you the latest file. If you see any errors, problems, additions, or corrections, email that information to ab4ws.radio@gmail.com. The W4NWT repeater in Troy, Tennessee is now connected to the Mid-South linked repeater system. This site has great elevation and fantastic footprint, which is easily heard into western Kentucky. The repeater is on 442.500 with a PL tone of 114.8 and is an all-star node of 667.196. The N4TNS, also K4JTA 220 repeater in Smithfield, Kentucky, is back on the air on 224.180 with a tone of DCS 365 and with a new antenna. Please let Jeff, K4JTA, know how you're hearing the repeater.
Hamfest.
July 11th is the Mansfield Midsummer Hamfest at the Ontario Center, Richland Mall, 2209 Richland Mall in Ontario, Ohio. For more information, go to w8we.org. July 19th is the Van Wert Hamfest at the Van Wert County Fairgrounds, 1055 South Washington Street in Van Wert, Ohio. August 1st is the Columbus Hamfest at the Aladdin Shriners, 1801 Gateway Circle in Grove City, Ohio. For more information, go to columbushamfest.com. August 1st from 8 a.m. to noon is the Letcher County Amateur Radio Club Hamfest at the Mountain Shrine Club, 95 Maryland Drive in Whitesburg, Kentucky. They got lots of door prizes. August 8th will be the annual Free Fest, sponsored by the Mammoth Cave Amateur Radio Club, starting at 7 a.m. Central Time at the Cave City Conference Center, 502 Mammoth Cave Street in Cave City, Kentucky. Free admission and setup. The fest will be held outdoors. The 2026 Cincinnati Hamfest and ARRL Great Lakes Division Convention will be held on Saturday, August 15th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Claremont County Fairgrounds, 1000 Locust Street in Owensville, Ohio. Greater Louisville Hamfest will be on September 12th from 7:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Parquet Springs Conference Center, 395 Parquet Springs Drive in Shepherdsville, Kentucky, just off I-65 at exit 117. A number of interesting forums have already been scheduled and some really neat door prizes. For more information, go to LouisvilleHamfest.com.
Are you looking to upgrade your license? Do you have someone else that's interested in the hobby? Here are some upcoming exam opportunities.
The Milford Amateur Radio Club holds amateur radio testing on the third Thursday of each month at 6 p.m. at the Miami Township Civic Center, 6101 Meyer Drive in Milford, Ohio. Please pre-register at milfordhamradio.org. The Dayton Amateur Radio Association has exams frequently. For their exam schedule, email exams.w8bi@gmail.com. On June 20th at 11:30 a.m., there'll be an amateur radio exam session in Georgetown, Kentucky. To register, go to hamstudy.org/session. On June 20th at 9 a.m., the KB4KY Radio Club will hold an amateur radio testing session in Bardstown, Kentucky. To register, email paul.kiener@gmail.com. On June 25th at 6:30 p.m., the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club is sponsoring an amateur radio testing session at the Cuyahoga Falls Public Library, 2015 3rd Street in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. You must pre-register by emailing education@cfarc.org or call 330-929-8921. On June 27th at 10 a.m., the Crooked River Amateur Radio Association is holding a ham radio exam session at the Oak Hill Presbyterian Church, 2406 Ardwell Avenue in Akron, Ohio. You must pre-register by contacting N8OQP at 330-786-8086. On July 20th at 5:30 p.m., the Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio exam session at the Bethesda Community Church, 989 East Mount Zion Road in Independence, Kentucky. You must register by going to hamstudy.org/session/NKY-VE. On August 17th at 5:30 p.m., the Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio exam session at the Bethesda Community Church, 989 East Mount Zion Road in Independence, Kentucky. You must register by going to hamstudy.org/session/NKY-VE. A special thanks to this week's content contributors: KY4TS, KE8BBC, KY4ROD, AC4HI, KD9EYU, WB8VNH, KY4GW, WB8YYS, KD8ZLD, K9HIO, N8LAR, K4NKU.
If you have something you think other amateur radio operators in the area would be interested in, send the information or your recorded audio file attached in an email to ab4ws.radio@gmail.com.
Covering your amateur radio news and information in the greater Cincinnati, Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana tri-state area, this is Jack Prindle, AB4WS in Big Bone, Kentucky.